The real reason behind the Denver Nuggets collapse versus the Oklahoma City Thunder in Game 7 of the Western Conference semifinals is a serious lack of depth and role players. The Nuggets lost 93-125 to finish their playoff run, to finish the 2024-2025 season. Amy Sutherland here for Nuggets Digest, ready to talk about this loss. But first, please hit the subscribe button. 94.7% of you are watching these videos without being subscribed. Join our Nuggets Digest community and hit the subscribe button. Last night's loss was, I don't know how to describe it. I even fell asleep during the fourth quarter because I could not handle watching it anymore. The first quarter gave me hope. I was nervous for the game because of Aaron Gordon's injury, because of all of these factors. But the first quarter, the Nuggets came out and they were looking great until we started making substitutions. And it went seriously downhill from there. I saw this tweet yesterday that said that the Nuggets starters were plus 34 when they were together versus the Thunder, and any other lineup was a minus 98. I don't know what other statistic we need to see to prove that the Nuggets are lacking depth and lacking role players. I think we already all knew that, but this statistic was crazy to me. Plus 34 with the starters, minus 98 in any other lineup. Nikola Jokić was asked after the game yesterday if he thought that this lineup could win a championship, and this is what he had to say. He said, "I mean, we didn't, so obviously we can't." Everybody could see that the Denver Nuggets did not have the players that they needed to win a championship. It was evident every time a substitution was made, and they could not keep a lead. Occasionally they could, if every role player was playing at peak performance level. But if anything went wrong without the starters on the court, it fell apart every single time. So as I was thinking about this, I decided that I wanted to compare and contrast the role players that we had on the Denver Nuggets championship team versus the players that we had this year. So let's jump into it. Christian Braun. This is Christian Braun from this year. He averaged 12.6 points, 3.4 rebounds, and 2.4 assists. That's actually really solid. And compare that to his 2023 season. He only averaged 3.2 points, 2.1 rebounds, and 0.6 assists. That's incredible growth from Christian Braun. I was nervous when Christian Braun was going to be replacing KCP, but he excelled. I think he did even better than what I thought he was going to be. I believed in Christian Braun. He's a winner. He is a great player. He did better than I thought he was going to do. So then let's go to compare Christian Braun to KCP. KCP averaged 10.6 points, 3.3 rebounds, and 1.6 assists in the 2023 playoff run that the Nuggets had. CB played better than KCP did in the playoffs. So we cannot be blaming this on Christian Braun. Christian Braun excelled in the role that the Denver Nuggets put him into this season. So let's move to Russell Westbrook. He averaged 11.7 points, 3.7 rebounds, and 2.6 assists. These stats actually are great, and I am impressed. I thought they were going to be worse than this. However, watching Russell Westbrook, the eye test does a lot more for me than seeing his statistics, because the eye test tells me that he is a player that can cause a lot of game-changing plays. Yes, sometimes those game-changing plays are positive and those game-changing plays are great. A lot of the times, however, they are game-changing plays for the other team. They can be a 6-point turnaround. They can be him fouling on 3-point shooters. They can be him turning the ball over 3 times in a row. As soon as Russell Westbrook subbed in yesterday, I almost immediately knew the game was over when he threw 3 turnovers in a row. That was 6 points for the Thunder right as soon as Russell Westbrook came in. Compare that with Bruce Brown, who is a similar mold of player in my mind, an energy player who can come in and make game-changing plays. He averaged 12 points, 4.4 rebounds, and 1.9 assists. That's pretty equivalent. Actually, Russell Westbrook was a little bit better, I would say, according to his statistics. But the game-changing plays that Bruce Brown would make never had me nervous. They were game-changing plays for the Denver Nuggets. They were game-changing and energy plays that were positive for the Nuggets. So, Bruce Brown, Russell Westbrook, the energy players, it depends on if you want chaos that gives points to the other team or chaos that helps the Denver Nuggets. Let's go to Julian Strawther. I have Julian Strawther. Here he is. 4.2 points, 1 rebound, and 0.2 assists. He actually had a pretty good run the last 2 games versus the Thunder, but before that, when he would come in, nothing happened. Peyton Watson, 4.5 points, 2.9 rebounds, and 0.8 steals. Not too bad, but just not enough. He's a similar mold of player to Russ and Bruce Brown, and his plays generally were great. He would come out and make an insane block that would give so much energy to the Nuggets. That being said, he couldn't knock down his threes when he was left wide open. Occasionally he would. I would have trusted Bruce Brown more, and I did trust Bruce Brown more to knock down almost every wide open shot that he was given. Let's move to one of the most important key players that I think, Jeff Green. He averaged only 4.1 points, 1.6 rebounds, and 0.7 assists. I don't think Jeff Green was the reason the Denver Nuggets won the championship, but his position was. Jeff Green came in as a backup center for Nikola Jokić. And that's seriously where I think the Denver Nuggets are lacking depth. They had nobody that could come in off the bench and consistently and reliably back up Nikola Jokić. Jokić is great, but he needs rest. He needed at least a few minutes in every quarter to be able to sit on the bench and rest. Jeff Green allowed for that to happen without being such a detriment and such a negative to the Denver Nuggets. This year, Aaron Gordon would bump down to the 5. Zeke Naji would sometimes come in. DeAndre Jordan would sometimes come in, but they were unreliable. Aaron Gordon was the best option, but AG can't be asked to do everything, especially like yesterday when he was injured. So having a player like Jeff Green who could just come in, be reliable, not turn the ball over, not make dumb defensive plays, is what the Denver Nuggets need. The Denver Nuggets had no depth this season. And whether that was because it wasn't allowed to develop throughout the season or we didn't have players to even put in, it doesn't matter. Like Nikola Jokić said, they didn't win. So nothing else matters. Stick with us here at Nuggets Digest for the rest of the offseason. We're going to be breaking down trade rumors, trades that happen, anything interesting related to the Denver Nuggets news. So stick with us, hit the subscribe button, and until next time, go Nugs.